All right, good Friday afternoon, baseball fans. Yeah, I know you see out of the park baseball here, but it's actually, I might play a game here, messing around and stuff. Tonight's gonna be the Shanks 3.0 draft. It should be a lot of fun, and every Friday is a good Friday. Indeed, it is. Big Clue joining us first in the ballpark here at PNC Park. It apparently seems, but anyhow. So tonight the draft will be for Shanks 3.0 starting around 10 Eastern Daylight Time. Hopefully we get it done in time that we can get out and watch the Perseid meteor shower tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday. So Big Clue will be clarifying rules and everything. Huh, I've just volunteered him to do that since I'm not quite sure because the last time I heard was random year and then a random team from that year. But now apparently we're picking a franchise. I have no idea. But we'll get clarification on that. So that's I think we have 6 participants. So I'll be largely hosting it. Nobody's going to be. The only managing you're going to do is basically draft a team. This isn't going to be like playing through a season like we did with the previous edition of Shanks. So this really is going to require maybe a couple hours tonight. The drafts are always fun. We can maybe get a couple people on mic once we get things rolling. Certainly, I'd like to get Big Clue and Steve on here so that way we can sort of coordinate and get MV in here, because we always need a heretic. So that's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we'll try to burn through it. And then what will happen, I guess, is it in a few days or whenever that's going to be? The season will actually just be played out while we have a nice little baseball chin wag, and we do that either here, Steve's channel, MV's channel, or what have you. So that is pretty much it for that announcement. So at this point now, at 2 minutes and 45 seconds in, that's it. So 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tonight. And sitting here, might as well play a ball game. There's Dwayne Martz. So just back up anybody that wants to know the time, but I'll say it one more time for Dwayne. It's 10 p.m. All right, I mentioned yesterday I don't do a lot of Pittsburgh Pirates in the channel. Don't know why that is. So continue with the out of the park baseball all-time greats team, and it's going to be the Bucks versus the Brewers. Um, so the Pirates and Brewers each at 10 wins and 7 losses. Today will be Ben Sheets versus Deacon Philippe, and let's get to the ballpark. All right, Pirates favored in this. Let's look at the starting lineups first for the Milwaukee Brewers. Leading off at third base, Paul Molitor batting second at short. Robin Yount batting third at first base. Prince Fielder batting cleanup in center field. Gorman Thomas, he's had a hot bat lately. Batting fifth in right field, Sixto Lescano. Batting seventh in left field, Larry Heil. Batting eighth at second base, Don Money. Batting eighth and catching, Ellie Rodriguez. And pitching and batting ninth, Ben Sheets. So no DH in the National League. It is turned on in the American League for this. Ben Sheets thus far in this season, no wins, 3 losses, a 7.02 earned run average with a 1.92 whip. 4.9 strikeouts per innings, 2.7 walks for the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. Leading off, playing third base, Hannes Wagner. Batting second at shortstop, Arky Vaughn. Batting third, first baseman Willie Stargell. In the cleanup spot, left fielder Ralph Kiner. Batting fifth in right field, Dave Parker. Batting sixth, center fielder Andrew McCutcheon. Batting seventh at second base, George Grantham. Batting eighth and catching, Manny Sanguillen. And Deacon Philippe taking the hill and batting ninth. Philippe 101 on this season with a 4.12 earned run average, a 1.22 whip, 3.2 strikeouts per innings, and 2.3 walks. The tough thing about these Pirate teams, again, are stellar outfield. You notice there's no Paul Wainer, no Roberto Clemente in the starting lineup, but it's really fun to just shuffle them around. But fun to do a Bucko game here for a change, and let's get to PNC Park. So Dwayne Martz doing some racing on his channel today. I don't know a lot about racing, but did notice that that was being done using a game called Red, White, and Blue Racing, which I know Rob exclamation point is a big fan of. All right, here's Paul Molitor to lead it off. Molitor hitting 373 in the season with 10 runs batted in, including a home run. And hope you guys enjoy the game. Let's have a look at the weather at game time. So we do have rain falling here in Pittsburgh with a temperature of 52 degrees and the wind right to left at 9 miles per hour. And we have the out-of-town score box turned off because I think it's more fun to just pick and choose these games. So let's get into it here. And a nice little pan around of what I think is the most beautiful modern retro park in Major League Baseball, and perhaps the best park in baseball. PNC Park at the confluence of the Three Rivers. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Molitor, easy grounder, up with it is Arky Vaughan. And the toss down to Willie Stargell for out number 1, and we're underway here in Pittsburgh. Here's shortstop Robin Yount having a good start to the season, hitting 344, 9 runs batted in, including a home run for Yount. Philippe stares in as the sign from Manny Sanguillen. Full count on Robin Yount. And Yount swings, and he tags this one. Long way to right field, and that one is down into the glove of Dave Parker. Good work keeping to that ball, and Parker thought that one was out of here, but Parker making a nice play in right field. So 2 Brewers up, 2 Brewers down, and here's Prince Fielder. So Fielder hitting 276, 11 runs batted in, and he's gone down twice. Big lefty steps in. Deacon Philippe winds and fires. Fielder cuts on the first pitch. This one popped high to shallow center, going out from short, and after the ball, that's going to get down in front of him is Arky Vaughan. So Prince Fielder has himself a little cheap base hit out there in no man's land. So Fielder aboard for Garmin Thomas. Thomas hitting 288. He's got 11 runs batted in, and he has 4 home runs in this early season. So Dwayne did 3 races today. Big Clue saying that his dad and he agree that PNC Park is a wonderful place to take in a game. It's really a beautiful ballpark. Love it. All right. Deacon Philippe deals to Gorman Thomas. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Thomas swings. This one lined to left. Coming in on it and making the catch is Ralph Kiner. So side retired. Milwaukee picks up a hit and strands one. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's the Milwaukee Brewers 0 and the Pittsburgh Pirates coming to bat. Leading off here is Hannes Wagner. Wagner playing third base. Wagner pretty much rated at virtually every position and can play them all pretty well. Shortstop, of course, probably his strongest. Well, yeah, it is his strongest. But anyhow, Hannes hitting 294 with 10 runs batted in. Excellent contact hitter and blazing speed. Ben Sheets has the sign from Eli Rodriguez. Here's the 2-1 pitch to the Flying Dutchman. Wagner swings. This one, routine grounder to short, but maybe not so routine after all. Yount gets to the ball, but then can't find the grip on the horsehide, and the speedy Hannes Wagner is aboard. So the Buccos with a base hit, and here comes Arky Vaughan, tutored by the great Hannes Wagner. Vaughan considered one of the great shortstops of all time. Vaughan off to a 233 start with 3 runs batted in, including a home run. Wagner has a good lead at first. Ben Sheets will have to keep a good eye on the Flying Dutchman. Here's the pitch, and there goes Wagner, the throw down, and they got him, the caught stealing. So Eli Rodriguez now has thrown out 5 of 12 base stealers in this early season, and Arky Vaughan now bats with the bases empty and 1 down as Ben Sheets brings the full count to Arky. Vaughan, big swing and a miss. So got him on the fastball, 2 down, bases empty, as Willie Stargell steps in. So chicken on the hill with Will, the captain of that 1979 We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates and Hall of Famer. 10 runs batted in, including 4 home runs, hitting a .319. Stargell in there with that familiar kind of windmill motion with the bat. Kind of like he's winding up to uncoil. Ben Sheets deals. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Stargell swings on this curveball. Fly ball, right field, and this one is out of here. We're going to change our field perspective a little bit, but Stargell gets all of that one, 405 feet, and the Pirates jump out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. So I'll again announce, no, you're not early. So I can, if I'm doing this, which I guess I am, it's going to be late for you, MV. Unfortunately, really the earliest I can possibly do it is 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So maybe you want to catch a bit of a kip. I don't know, or maybe have maybe Mel, kind of, I don't know. All right, not a big fan of this one, but we can see the field a little better. Because I totally missed that home run, and this is a little easier to see to follow the ball shadow. Okay, good. So Mel is out. All right. Welcome in, Bernard. Good to see you. Bernard, hopefully you're going to be part of our little tete-a-tete tonight. All right. Here is Ralph Kiner. Kiner off to an anemic start. Despite 5 home runs and 12 runs batted in, Kiner just 154 at the plate. 2 down, 1-0 Bucko lead here at beautiful PNC Park. Ben Sheets deals. Here's the 3-1 delivery to Kiner. Kiner takes ball 4. So that one was a close one, but Kiner working the walk. So Kiner aboard. Occasional speed, and here is the Cobra, Dave Parker. Parker 2 runs batted and a home run, hitting just 157. So both Kiner and Parker need to start heating things up here. Both teams coming into this game today, 10 wins, 7 losses. Ben Sheets deals. The 1-2 to the Cobra, and this one sent to center field, ranging in on it, and making the catch is Gorman Thomas. So the Pittsburgh Pirates pick up a run on 2 hits. Willie Stargell home run, a runner left on, and we go to the top of the second as the Pirates 1 and the Milwaukee Brewers 0. So Robbie's about to go eat dinner, so just popping in to see about the draft. 8 p.m. You know what? So I don't have to keep doing this. People will read this. Let's just do it this way. I'm just going to type it onto the title. Shanks draft. At approximately, all right, 10 p.m. Okay, so there it is. Now it's on the tin. All right. Should be a lot of fun. Sixto Loscano leads it off here for the Milwaukee Brewers, followed by Larry Heil, and then Don Money. When I was a kid, I used to think his name was, I would read about him, and I thought it was Larry Hissel. Little did I realize that Isle and Heil, right? The vagaries of the English language. All right, anyhow, so for Loscano, hitting .258, 2 runs batted in, including a home run. Deacon Philippe into his windup, and the 0-1 pitch to Loscano. Loscano swings. This one line to center. This will get down for a base hit. So Sixto Loscano will board occasional speed in terms of stealing bases. Sanguillen, pretty good arm behind the dish. 1 caught stealing in this game already. Hannes Wagner was gunned down by Eli Rodriguez. And here's Larry Heil himself, hitting .222 with a run batted in. Loscano leads off first. Philippe checks the runner. The 0-1 delivery. Heil swings. This one grounded to third. This could be a 2-ball, and indeed it is. 5-4-3 double play. So Wagner to Grantham to Stargell, and quickly 2 outs here in the top of the second. Nobody on for Don Money. Money hitting just 194 with a run batted in. Philippe winds and deals the 1-1 pitch. Money swings. This one, soft fly ball, twisting toward the line and right, and Parker making the catch. So nothing on a hit for Milwaukee. Nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Pirates 1 and the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. All right. Andrew McCutchen, George Grantham, and Manny Sanguillen due up for the Pittsburgh Pirates here in the bottom of the second. Ben Sheets deals the count even at 2-2 on Kutch. And Kutch looks at a called strike 3 in the outside corner. Nice fastball from Ben Sheets to get the Pittsburgh Pirates center fielder as we go into dusk here at the city of Steel. George Grantham, a forgotten but very excellent Pittsburgh Pirates player, playing second base tonight. And this is the guy said I would take over Mazeroski in an all-time greats Pittsburgh lineup anytime. But seeing some, sharing some platooning time with Maz. Grantham hitting .204 with 2 runs batted in. He's 11 for 54 on the year. Sheets deals. Here is the 1-0 delivery to Grantham. Grantham swings, liner to center field. This will get down for a base hit. So third base hit for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Grantham aboard. And Grantham has some speed. Here's Manny Sanguillen, average contact hitter. Sanguillen hitting .286 right now. No runs batted in for Sangy. Grantham into his lead. Sheets checks the runners and brings it home. Sanguillen swings on this first pitch. This one, high fly ball center field and short of the track, and making the catch is Gorman Thomas. And tagging and going to second, playing some aggressive baseball, is George Grantham. So the Buccos with a runner in scoring position, 2 away for pitcher Deacon Philippe, who's 2 for 7, hitting .286. Sheets deals to his mound opponent, the 1-1. Philippe swings, grounder to short. This should end the inning. Indeed it is. Robin Yount up and firing on to first for the 6-3 putout. The Buccos strand 1, and we go to the top of the third. Pittsburgh 1, Milwaukee nothing. Yeah, going to be a lot of fun tonight, guys. And again, remember, there's not any huge commitment. The most commitment is tonight. Just draft your team if you don't want to be around when the season plays out. And that's going to be over just an evening, too. But that's going to be really fun, both of it. So we hope that those of you who may be reticent in joining up on the Shanks League will do it. It's really all in good fun, guys. And then, yeah, so look forward to that. Hope to see ya. All right, here's Ellie Rodriguez. We followed by Ben Sheets, and back at the top of the order for the Milwaukee Brewers and Paul Molitor. Rodriguez hitting .317. He's batted in 8. So the Milwaukee catcher in the box now against Deacon Philippe. Here is the windup in the 0-2 pitch. Rodriguez, slow dribbler to short. Vaughn up with it and makes the nice hard peg to first to Willie Stargell for out number 1. Ben Sheets is 0 for 5 in this season thus far. Philippe winds and deals the count 2-2 on Ben Sheets, and big swing and a miss. Little change up there by Deacon Philippe, picking up his first strikeout of the game. 2 up, 2 down, and we're back at the top of the Milwaukee order. And Paul Molitor, the third baseman, nothing for 1 in the contest. Philippe winds and deals the count 3-1 on Molitor. Molitor lays off this one, missing outside, ball 4. So Philippe missing with that fastball, and that one a little bit more than just a tiny bit outside. Molitor with superb speed on board. So the tying run at first for Robin Yount, who's nothing for 1. Philippe checks first. Peers in, has the sign from Sanguillen. Here's the 0-1 delivery. And the runner goes. Sanguillen is up with it. The slide, the tag, and Molitor has the stolen base. That's his 9th of the season. So tying run now in scoring position for Milwaukee. Sanguillen sets. Philippe deals the 0-2. And this one, another slow dribbler to short. Archie Vaughn up and over to Willie Stargell. Side retired. Milwaukee strands 1. We go to the bottom of the third. The Pirates still lead this one 1-0. RGL Network Oh, man. He says he's coming up home, currently counts. He says he could have COVID again. Man, take it easy. Take it easy. Are you still going to... Yeah, you're welcome, MV. Robert, are you still doing a game tonight? If you are, man, just take it easy. COVID, as we all know. I, I know YouTube's really weird about it, but come on, right? It's, what am I supposed to say? Just take care of yourself, my friend. And yeah, sensible policies for a happier draft. It is going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get back to the ball game. No game tonight. Right, still an all-star break. Okay, good. So then tomorrow night, you're still going to stream? Okay. All right, so Robert will be doing something tonight. Not necessarily a game, but yeah, man, just take care of yourself. All right, Hannes Wagner. We're back at the top of the Pittsburgh Pirate order. You didn't know the fans were doing it too with the Mets. Oh, big clue. Shots fired. Knowing we have a big Mets fan here, but then gives himself a heart and telling Robert to take care of himself. So, good-natured National League jockeying here. All three of us here, National League fans. Robert, Big Clue, and I. So tomorrow, guys, it'll be 15 July on the 2016 calendar. Robert's replay. It's going to be the Houston Astros versus the Seattle Mariners. So tune into that one. Should be a good name. Big Clue gets the block dragon. I think that was more for the Mets comment than the get well and take care of yourself, Robert. All right, Wagner with a base hit. His last time up, it was caught stealing. The 1-1 pitch coming from Ben Sheets to the Flying Dutchman. Wagner swings this one a flare into left field, but ranging out on the grass and making the catch is Robin Yount. So 1 up, 1 down for Archie Vaughn. Vaughn nothing for 1. Sheets with a 3-2 count now on Vaughn. Vaughn swings in the full count, and this one grounded to first, and taking it to the bag himself will be Prince Fielder. So 2 buckos up, 2 buckos down for Willie Stargell's solo home run back in the first inning, and that's the only scoring in this game. Sheets maybe working a little bit more carefully around Stargell this time. Let's see. Now, here's the 0-2 pitch. He's going at him. Stargell swings. This one line to right and down for a base hit. So Willie Stargell, perfect 2 for 2 today. As Lascano gets to the ball and fires into Don Money. So Stargell, no speed at first, but not paid to steal bases. And here's Ralph Kiner. Ralph Kiner drew a walk off of Ben Sheets his last time up. 2 down, 1-0 Buccos. Willie Stargell at first. The 2-2 pitch to Kiner. And Kiner, late called strike 3 by the umpire. This one painting the black on the outside corner. The Buccos get a hit and strand a runner. We go to the top of the 4th. Pittsburgh 1, Milwaukee nothing. Oh, right, exactly. The junior circuit gets listed first in the standings. I know, right? Yeah, so MV, the National League, began in 1876. The American League began in 1901. And that's why we use the terms still to this day, senior and junior circuit, although they're both old. They're both old. All right. Here's Prince Fielder now. Fielder will be followed by Gorman Thomas and Sixto Lascano. Fielder 1 for 1 in the game. Philippe deals. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, and he hits Prince Fielder. That one, fastball, got him right on the hip. Trainer's examining him. And let's see, are they going to take him out? They are. So, I mean, Philippe absolutely just plugged him. And these two teams, not a lot of love between Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. And, yep, got him on the hip. He's kind of just limping down there. So Dave Nielsen will come on now, and we'll see if he'll stay in the game. So Fielder is out. We'll find out at the end of the game how long of the injury that will be. And here's Gorman Thomas now. Some words being exchanged between Deacon Philippe and Gorman Thomas now. Again, no love between these Pittsburgh Pirates and Milwaukee Brewers. Philippe deals now. And this one, a high pop fly. This one's going to bring rain on the infield. It's already raining here in the Berg. Maybe intensify it. And making the catch is Deacon Philippe off the left-hand side of the bump. So one away with Nielsen on first. And here's Sixto Lezcano. Lezcano 1 for 1 in the contest. Philippe checks the runner. Nielsen not really a threat to steal. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Lezcano. Lezcano swings. Liner to center field. This will get out for extra bases. Bouncing off the wall. McCutchen angling for it. Gets the throw into the infield. And coming around to score easily is Dave Nielsen. So the RBI double by I'm just going to say Lezcano. I can't say Sixto today for some reason. Lezcano ties it up with the RBI double. It's now 1-1, so the hit batsman proves to be expensive for the Bucks. We'll see if there will be any retaliation. Of course, you know when you're managing an out-of-the-park baseball, you can intentionally hit batters. Action PC, take note and add that. Nothing like a little head hunting. Dwayne Martz here with us, saying hi to everybody. Yeah, that's very, very true as far as the American League and National League, MV. They used to be pretty much autonomous back in the day. They had their own presidents. They still do, but the strike zone was even a bit different between the American and National League. We already talked about before the umpires. That's why I threw out, if anybody plays Earl Weaver baseball, you'll be able to tell that it's an American League umpire, because back when the game was created, umpires were still using those big cushions that they held up. That was an American League thing. In the National League, the umpires wore what we see now, the chest protectors and stuff like that. So, and it was Earl Weaver baseball, American League, manager. So I guess it all makes sense. In some weird alternate universe, Deacon Philippe to deal now to Larry Heil, who is 0 for 1. Heil cuts on this one. This one line to center, and this one's going to get past McCutchen for extra bases, and this is going to be an RBI double for Heil. Coming in to score is Sixto Lezcano. And the Brewers now on top here in the top of the fourth, 2-1. So Philippe may be getting rocked a little bit here. We'll see what Danny Murtaugh decides to do. Don Money now 0 for 1. Still only 1 out. Heil leading off second. Will steal a base. Philippe deals. Don Money swings. This one a dribbler back to the mound. Philippe decides to take the safe route and go to first to retire Don Money. Heil already about just 10 feet from third. No way Philippe was going to cut the lead runner down. So Heil 90 feet away with a potential third Milwaukee Brewer run. And stepping in now is Eli Rodriguez. He is 0 for 1. Philippe works from the stretch in the 2-2 to Rodriguez. Cut and a miss on the fastball. Inning over. The Brewers strand 1 but get 2. We go to the bottom of the fourth here in the Steel City. And it's the Milwaukee Brewers 2, the Pittsburgh Pirates 1 in this all-time greats league in out-of-the-park baseball, 24. So Big Clue says the American League should never have existed. The National League opened the door by mismanaging themselves in the late 1890s. And I will just add, Big Clue, underestimating Ban Johnson. Because Ban Johnson, of course, it started in 1900 with the Western League, took it over, put teams and cities that were abandoned by the National League. The National League, of course, very bloated in 1899. Attendance practically dying. And, of course, one of the outgrowths of that is the mistaken belief that the Cleveland Spiders were always a terrible franchise, and nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, in the 1890s, they were always in contention. But rosters rated, Cleveland ownership doing what they could to just stay in the league. And as such, the saga of the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, we go back and look at them in 1895, 96, what have you. Very, very strong team. But Van Johnson came in, and 117 players, including John McGraw, jumped to the junior circuit in 1901. That is true, MV, that in decades past, you would tend to see more power-based baseball. National League was still a bit more small ball, although there was power, obviously, with, great hitters like Rogers Hornsby and others. But the American League, I think in the 60s and 70s, probably still really more dominating. I would think power. You're absolutely right about that. All right, back to the ball game now. And Dave Parker will lead it off. The Cobra, 0-for-1. Ben Sheets with 3 strikeouts and a walk in this game. The 1-2 coming to the Bucko right fielder, who flied out his last time up. And this time, look at a called third strike on the inside corner. And that's number 4, so Ben Sheets dealing that one. A nice hammer dropped in there, buckling the knees of the Cobra. So 1 down here for center fielder Andrew McCutcheon. Kutch, 0-for-1. Ben Sheets into his wind, and full count to McCutcheon. And McCutcheon lays off that one. Ball 4 inside. So Ben Sheets missing with the fastball, and the speedy Ender McCutcheon aboard. George Grantham now, Bucko second baseman. He has a hit in as many tries. McCutcheon could be off on this pitch, but remember that Ellie Rodriguez gunned down the fastest player on this team, Hannes Wagner. So we'll see if McCutcheon can get a good enough jump off Ben Sheets. He deals the 1-1. The runner goes. There's a hit and run. This one just a floater to right field. McCutcheon dives back to first safely. Not wanting to run in that cannon out there on Sixto Loscano. And here's Manny Sanguin batting with 2 away. And here's the delivery. Sanguin swings first pitch, grounder to second, and the ball bobbled. Don Money charged with an E4. And Sanguin aboard thanks to the error, so the Bucks in business. 2 ducks in the pond, 2 down here. McCutcheon at second, Sanguin at first. Big Calusas, on the other hand, the Reds and the Pirates are the only National League teams to win a World Series in the 1970s. Yeah, how about it? Go Bucks, go Reds. So the Reds and Pirates don't like each other, but because of our history, we have a grudging respect for one another. But as far as the Pirates, and I think this is the same for Cincinnati, and in fact, the entire National League Central hates the Brewers. Let's just be straight up honest with it. Nathaniel, if you catch us on the other side, I know you're a big Milwaukee Brewers fan. We like you as a person, but we hate the Brewers. So there you go. All right, Deacon Philippe now, 0-for-1. Ben Sheets deals the 2-0. Philippe swings, and this one just a weak grounder to first, and up with it. Nielsen, who stays in the game, will take it to the bag himself. The Buccos strand 2, and we go to the top of the 5th. Milwaukee edging Pittsburgh right now, 2-1. Legend Sports Universe today did Game 3 of his World Series. No spoilers. Go watch it. Good stuff. I would just say this one was not a rout like Game 1st, and it wasn't a... It was a good game. It was a good score margin, so do check that out. All right, Ben Sheets, Paul Molitor, and Robin Yount for the Brew Crew here in the top of the 5th inning. Yep. Yeah, so it's Nathaniel, I think, I think Nathaniel's the only Brewers fan that I know of, at least that comes into this channel. As Big Clue says, go Bucks, go Reds, go to hell Brewers. Absolutely. So Big Clue also, we're still talking about the American League, National League. He says, I would argue that the development of regional national cable satellite television did as much to abolish American League National League differences among especially more casual fans. And so, MV, you're talking about innovation. Why is it a good thing, bad thing? At one time, once upon a time in baseball, my Welsh friend, by way of Jamaica, London, and West Virginia, the two best teams met in the World Series. That was it. So then they decided, well, let's have divisional play and league championship series. But still, when that happened, the American League teams and National League teams only played each other in spring training. Just that was it. They never played against each other in the regular season. But then interleague, and you're really, Big Clue's right. You just saw that the differences between the American and National League now, I don't think, the only thing it really is at this point, I mean, hell, you had teams jumping. Houston used to be National League, they're in the American League. Milwaukee used to be American League, and then the commissioner of baseball, whatever, Bud Selig, in the National League. They're just in name only now. There's really, I would argue, there's no difference between the National League and American League, and now with the National League finally having to accept the designated hitter, it's just, I don't know, I suppose I'll invoke F-ball. F-ball is one league that has two conferences, right? The AFC, NFC. That's what baseball's become. I think the American League and National League now are just two conferences. The All-Star Game, what is it now? It's a meeting of two conferences. That's it. And that's the only other time in baseball that the two would meet. So spring training, World Series, and the All-Star Game. But not anymore. It's really kind of meaningless. So there's innovation for you. It's D-Day, Steve Tate, 10 p.m. tonight. All right. Let's get back to it. Get through this game, grab something to eat and all that stuff, and be ready for 10 p.m. Guys, I really, really hope that you'll consider the Shanks League. Again, 2 to 3 hours commitment. That's it. Deacon Philippe deals the count full on Ben Sheets. Ben Sheets cuts and misses. Strike 3. So 92 on the gun, and Deacon Philippe picking up his third K of the game to accompany one walk. So back at the top of the order, Paul Molitor, 0-for-1, has a stolen base. Philippe with a 2-2 pitch to Molitor. Molitor swings on this one, grounded to short. Arky Vaughn gloves it and tosses on to Willie Stargell for the 6-3 put up. 2 up, 2 down, or put out, I should say, as Philippe will now face shortstop Robin Yount. Yount, a goose egg for 2 in this game. The 1-1, the windup, and the pitch from Philippe. And Yount lines this to right. This is going to get down into the corner for extra bases. Dave Parker chasing it as it caroms into right field. And sliding in with a 2-out double is Robin Yount. So that's the 5th base hit for Milwaukee. Both runs for Milwaukee scoring on RBI doubles. And here's Dave Nilsson. Nilsson in for the injured Prince Fielder, who was plunked hard by Deacon Philippe. So Nilsson, 0-for-1 in the season. Yount with good speed at second. Philippe deals. And here's the throw to third, the tag. And Robin Yount was off, didn't even catch that. That's why I like the closer field view. So Robin Yount in there with the stolen base. Dave Nilsson back in now. So Milwaukee playing aggressively on the base paths with 2 down. Here's the 0-2. Nilsson swings and misses. So the Brewers get a hit, get a runner all the way around to third base, but do not capitalize. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's Milwaukee 2 and Pittsburgh 1 as Steve Tate. So now MV has a new nickname. He is the Lord of Cardiff. Good God. As if his head wasn't large enough already. All right. So hopefully tonight we'll have Big Clue and Steve Tate just go over the rules of the draft. And then we'll go to it. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, Ben Sheets to deal now to Wagner. Wagner 1 for 2 with a caught stealing. Here's the 1-1 to the Dutchman, who in fact wasn't Dutch. And Wagner, a little dribbler into foul territory. And they got him. And it looks like it wasn't foul territory, just a little bit of a weirdness on the part of Out of the Park Baseball. So we'll just call that a ground out to first. And leave it at that. Here's Arky Vaughn, nothing for 2. Just as the chalkboard and Action PC does weird things, so does this game. Ben Sheets deals. In fact, I've seen MLB The Show do some weird stuff too. 0 for 1. Vaughn, little 2 hopper to third. High throw up there by Paul Molitor, that fires on to Dave Nielsen for the 5-3 putout. So 2 buckos down here, and here comes Willie Stargell. Stargell, perfect 2 for 2, a home run and a single. Sheets deals to Willie. Stargell swings in the first pitch, and this is going to be a little seeing eye single between first and second. Stargell, a perfect 3 for 3 on the day. Stargell looking at second, but everybody, including the hot dog vendor, knew that Willie wasn't going to make second on that play. So Stargell aboard for Ralph Kiner and a swing of the bat, and the Bucks are on top of this game. Kiner, at least for the longest time, we would need to double check this in StatHead, but at one time, for many, many decades, Ralph Kiner was second only to Babe Ruth in home run frequency. That may have changed. I'm not sure if that record still stands or where Kiner is in home run frequency, but definitely up there. Fearsome hitter, and should get a lot of love from Robert as Ralph Kiner went on to become a successful Mets broadcaster. Ben Sheets deals the 0-1 to Ralph Kiner. Kiner swings. This one, a high fly ball to left. This will stay up there until it falls into the glove of Larry Heil. Side retired. The Buccos get nothing on a hit, and we go to the top of the 6th inning here in Pittsburgh. 2-1 Milwaukee. Big Clue says, I believe that was true until Mark McGwire came along. Okay, I was kind of thinking it might have been in the 90s. That's why I said I wasn't sure if that would still stand or not. So, how to conduct an expansion draft in out-of-the-park baseball. So, how you do it is really, really simple. When you're setting up a league in out-of-the-park baseball, you just say automatically expand league, and as it goes in, it will do expansion drafts wherever your team is, whatever. So it will follow baseball history. This is where Out of the Park, with its career mode, allows you to kind of go through baseball history. And expansion will happen when it's supposed to do it, or when it's supposed to happen. So if I'm answering your question correctly, just check it. You know, enable evolution of the league, expansion of the league, all that stuff, and Out of the Park will do that for you. All right, here is Gorman Thomas. And also, what I'd like to do sometime is an interesting draft league, a way you can do this in Out of the Park baseball. Set up a fictional league, fictional teams, but have players drafted from all eras of baseball. So a complete blind draft. I'd love to try something like that and Out of the Park baseball at some point. I think that would be a blast. I'll show you guys how to do that sometime. All right, here we go. Top of the 6th. Gorman Thomas now. Nothing for 2. Philippe with 4 strikeouts and a walk through 5 innings of work. Good pitcher's duel going on despite the 10 total hits between these two games. 2-1. Good low-scoring game. My favorite. The 3-0 from Philippe. Thomas looks at ball 4. That one down in the dirt, killing about 13 night crawlers there. So Gorman Thomas aboard for Sixto Lezcano, and I give up saying Sixto. That shouldn't be a tongue twister. So Lezcano is 2 for 2 with a run batted in. Thomas average, in terms of stolen bases, he might get one once in a blue moon. Philippe deals. Here's the 1-1 to Lezcano. Lezcano swings, and this one line between third and short, and a diving catch by Hannes Wagner. What a great catch, the greatest shortstop in baseball history. Flashing the leather for the Corsairs, and boom, catching it at third, calling him the greatest shortstop. but playing the hot corner tonight. Great play by Hannes Wagner. As Tommy Leach said of Hannes Wagner, he was the league's best shortstop. He was also the league's best first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, and outfielder. All right, here's Larry Heil batting with one down. Thomas remains at first. Great play. Wagner, had he not had to dive and just speared that, might have gotten Thomas off first. Philippe brings it. The 1-2 pitch. Gorman Thomas looks at a knee buckler first. Strike 3. Little change up there. Heil disagreeing with the man in blue, but he'll go back and grab some pines. So 2 down. Thomas remains at first now for Don Money. Money, nothing for 2, hitting an anemic 182 as of this at bat. Philippe checks Thomas at first. The 1-1 throws over, tries to catch Thomas sleeping, and they got him. How about that? So Gorman Thomas, fancying himself a bit of Ty Cobb, gets nailed off of first. No runs, hits, or errors. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's 2-1. What a play. So Big Clue says Kiner's home run rate is so impressive, 14.11. It's better than Mike Trout, 14.67. Kiner was scary. Scary, scary, scary. Scary hitter. Too bad he didn't play with some good Bucko teams, huh? Texag said played the 1919 World Series in Allen Park 24. The Chicago White Sox won 5-2. That sounds about right. The White Sox were just clearly would have won that World Series. I mean, that's why I don't mean to insult Reds fans when I say that in 1919 the Reds quote-unquote won the World Series, but they really couldn't have beat that Chicago White Sox team. Just no way. So Texags, I said I've got to answer a couple more questions for you about ballparks and Action PC. I will get to those when I go back to the comments. If you don't mind, just popping in even a question into Discord, and I would definitely look at it. But usually before I do broadcasts, I will check comments on prior broadcasts. All right, here's the Cobra. Nothing for 2 as we begin the bottom half of the 6th inning. Ben Sheets with 4 strikeouts, 2 walks through 5. Worked. Ben Sheets at 83 pitches on his pitch count. We'll check Philippe at the top of the 7th. Sheets deals to Dave Parker. Parker swings in the first pitch. This one a grounder to third, and up with it is Paul Molitor, and sets and fires onto Dave Nielsen for the 5-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down here for Andrew McCutcheon, who was nothing for 1. Buck center fielder, possibly playing his final season in Pittsburgh in the 2023 season. Sheets deals. The count even on McCutcheon at 2-2. Kutch swings, and this one just a high fly ball to center field, ranging to his left and making the catch is Gorman Thomas, calling off Lascano, who was also moving in for that ball. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning for second baseman George Grantham. He is 1 for 2. Ben Sheets kicks and deals the 3-1 pitch to Grantham. And Grantham, soft fly ball into center field. And no, not even to center field, just a high one to second, and making the catch at second base is Don Money. So clean inning for the Milwaukee Brewers. We go to the 7th, still 2-1. So Deacon Philippe at 93 pitches. Danny Murtaugh will need to watch Philippe as Don Money, Ellie Rodriguez, and Ben Sheets bat in the top of the 7th. The Milwaukee Brewers holding a 2-1 lead. Again, these teams both at 10-7 in the season thus far. Deacon Philippe with 5 strikeouts and 2 walks through 6 innings. The Deacon wheels and deals. The count full on Don Money. Don Money swings, lines this one to left field, but right into the glove of Ralph Kiner. So Money making some good contact in that ball, but it hung up there just enough for Kiner to come in about 5 steps and get that liner. Here's Ellie Rodriguez now. Nothing for 2 for the Brewers catcher. Philippe deals. Here's the 1-2. And this one, seeing eye single between third and short for a base hit. So this one splits Vaughn and Wagner on the left-hand side. Rodriguez picks up hit number 6 for Milwaukee. So he is aboard. Ben Sheets will try to move him over into scoring position. Sheets nothing for 2. And Sheets gets the bunt down. Philippe looks to second, but he's going to go to first. So sacrifice successful as Ben Sheets sacrifices Eli Rodriguez to this Keystone stack. Back at the top of the order now for Paul Molitor. Nothing for 2. 2 away. Milwaukee trying to pad this 2-1 lead here in the top of the 7th. And coming into pitch now, so Deacon Philippe's day is done. Stan Belinda will come in, native of State College, Pennsylvania. Belinda, 1 win, no losses. He's worked 5 1/3 in the season thus far. 2 earned runs. He's walked 6 and struck out 7. An ERA of 3.38. Belinda, good stuff. Average control. He's got good movement on the fastball. Belinda's job, get Paul Molitor. And here's the 1-1. And this one almost gets away from Manny Sanguillen. This one down in the dirt. So there's more dead fishing bait. Sanguillen, good play on the ball there, keeping that. Rodriguez surely would have made third on that. Molitor back in. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Molitor swings, line to left. Kiner will have to play it on the hop. And Molitor looks like he has himself an RBI single. Run number 3 scores as Eli Rodriguez comes in, scoring from second on the single. So Molitor having a pretty good day, and with a stolen base, here comes Robin Yount. So Yount 1 for 3. Stan Belinda checks the speedy Molitor. Here's the 0-2. The runner does not go. This one line to right, base hit. This will get into the corner. Extra bases. Parker looking for it out there in the corner. Gets the ball back in quickly to Willie Stargell. So 2 in scoring position, 2 down. Stan Belinda in trouble here. Paul Molitor at third, Robin Yount at second for Dave Nielsen. Nielsen nothing for 1. Stan Belinda peers in, has the sign from Sanguillen from the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch to Nielsen. Nielsen swings, grounder to Vaughn at short. This should end it. And it does. Vaughn to Stargell for the 6-3 putout. But Milwaukee does indeed pad its lead. They strand 2, but take the lead here, 3-1, as we are in the middle of the 7th inning. Another reminder again, it says on the tin, the Howie Shanks League around 10 o'clock tonight, Eastern Daylight Time. Hopefully you guys will come in, we'll get it done, and you'll still have time to check out the Perseid meteor shower or what have you. MV, in fact, should be looking at the skies now at the Perseid meteor shower, as they will have their peak days tonight, tomorrow night, and then Sunday. All right, Manny Sanguillen, probably going to be a pitch hitter for Stan Belinda, and then Hannes Wagner. Ben Sheets brings it home, the 2-1 to the Bucko receiver. And Sanguillen, base hit, right field. So laces a single into right between first and second. Sanguillen making the turn at first and holds up. And here he is, the great one, Roberto Clemente. So Clemente being platooned with Dave Parker, who'd have thunk it. Clemente hitting .219 in the season, so he's 7 for 32. No runs batted in yet for Bob. He liked to be called Bob by his friends. I was not one. I did not know him. Wasn't exactly around, but a very sad day, December 31st, 1972. And saw a poignant picture the other day on a Facebook baseball group of Clemente getting his 3,000th hit, and of course, who would know that would be the last hit he would ever get. Sheets deals to Clemente. Here is the pitch. Clemente swings and dumps this one into right field, base hit. Sanguillen had to hold up, wasn't sure whether, and now Sanguillen just turns on the jets, and he's going to go to third on the play. So after holding on, Sanguillen turns on the Jets. So Clemente with the single. The buck goes in business with two in the corners, or with runners at the corners and nobody out. Here's Hannes Wagner, 1 for 3, caught stealing, and a great play. Doug Henry will come in now to pitch for the Milwaukee Brewers. Henry's record thus far in this season: no wins, 1 loss, 2 1/3 worked. He's given up 2 earned runs, walked 3. Hasn't struck out anybody. A 7.71 earned run average. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good movement. Average control. So Doug Henry will face Wagner. Arky Vaughan waits on deck. We'll see whether they try to cut off this outfield shallow, and they're playing for the double play. Doug Henry from the stretch, and the 1-0. And this one, long fly ball to center field. This one will find its nest in the glove of Gorman Thomas. Thomas's throw to the plate. The tag, errant throw, will get away from Ellie Rodriguez. Manny Sanguillen comes in to score. Clemente moves to second on the play. And the Buccos are within one now. It is 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Texag said, thanks, Big Clue. The Chicago White Sox for your initial interest in the early years of baseball in Ken Bird's documentary and Beatles Channel. The Red Sox were just a great team. We talked about the about the White Sox. We talked about the White Sox, and the White Sox were actually, as you guys know, were actually at first the favored team in Chicago, not the Cubs. And also, everybody talked about that long drought from the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago White Sox, the last World Series they had won up until winning, in 2005, was 1917. But you never heard too much about the drought. It was always about the Cubs and the Red Sox. But there were the White Sox, just kind of, and they had some good teams too in the 1970s, some good White Sox teams, things like that. But in the dead ball era, they had the 1906 hitless wonders, the 1917 White Sox, even a better team than the 1919 White Sox, probably. Great teams, great players in the dead ball era. And we're in the race in 1920 until Judge Landis dropped the big hammer. All right, the Buccos are the runner in scoring position, and Clemente has decent speed on the base paths. Here's shortstop Arky Vaughan. He is nothing for 3. Full count on Vaughan. Vaughan swings. This one, a tapper to short, and up with it is Robin Yount. He'll go to first, 2 down. Clemente moves to third on the play. So the Buccos trying to at least capitalize here and tie it up. It's going to take a safe hit by Willie Stargell, and Stargell is 3 for 3, including a solo homer. So homer and 2 singles for Willie. Clemente dancing down the line at third. Doug Henry out of the stretch in the 0-2. Willie Stargell looks at a call. Strike 3. So fastball by Henry gets Stargell, but the Bucks do come up with a run. And they're within 1 of Milwaukee. We go to the top of the 8th. It's the Brewers 3 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2. They were a great team, no doubt, but yep, the 1917 version, yep, absolutely considered the best White Sox team. Just crazy team. But if you want to play something fun, and if you guys you're doing dead ball, replay the 1906 series. So the hitless wonder White Sox, since we're talking about the Chicago White Sox, huge underdogs against a very powerful 1906 Cubs. And they beat the Cubs in the 1906 series. So here would be something fun. Do the 1906 World Series, manage the White Sox, and see if you can repeat. Manage those White Sox against a very powerful Chicago Cubs team. 1906 World Series. Doug Drabek comes on in relief now for the Pirates here in the 8th. Drabek, no wins, 1 loss, 10 1/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. Drabek has struck out 8 and an ERA, a stingy 1.74. So Drabek, very important part of the early 90s Pittsburgh Pirate teams. The ace of the staff. Drebeck will now deal to Gorman Thomas, Sixto Lascano, and Larry Heil. Drebeck ready to fire it in. Gorman Thomas has a walk in this game, including being 0 for 2. This one, hard hit to center field up in the air, but McCutcheon ranging to his right, calling off Ralph Kiner and making the grab for out number 1. Sixto Lascano now 2 for 3, has an RBI. An RBI double, actually, for Lascano. That happened back in the second inning. There were 2 RBI doubles, giving Milwaukee the lead, which they haven't looked back, and added 1 in the 7th. Pirates bookending a run in the first and 1 in the 7th. Drebeck kicks and fires the 2-1 pitch to Lascano, who lined out his last time. And this one, just a weak little dribbler to third. Wagner will fire on to Willie Stargell for out number 2. So no defensive changes. I was thinking that Clemente might stay in the game and play right field, but he will just pinch hit. That's it. Here's Larry Heil, 1 for 3 with an RBI, I should say. The 2-2 pitch from Doug Drebeck. Heil cuts and misses. Curveball dropped in there by Doug Drebeck. 1-2-3 go the Milwaukee Brewers. And let's go to the home half of the 8th here in Pittsburgh. It's the Brewers 3 and the Pirates 2. So just a reminder, RGL Network tomorrow night. Tonight, still the All-Star break in its 2016 inside pitch replay. So keep an eye on that. Robert says he's going to stream something, also sending him some good vibes. He's thinking he might have the bug again. All right, it will be Ralph Kiner, Dave Parker, and Andrew McCutcheon due up for the Bucks here in the bottom of the 8th. Doug Henry stays on. He's worked an inning and has struck out 1. Henry deals now. Ralph Kiner swinging the first pitch, pops this one on the infield and in foul territory, and making the grab is catcher Ellie Rodriguez. So good job getting to the Kiner pop out there, as it was threatening to twist into the seats. Here's the Cobra. 0 for 3. Doug Henry with the 0-1 now. Parker ground out his last time, and this time he grounds it back to the mound. Henry up with it. Late throw, though. And Dave Parker, they're going to score that one, an infield single, as Henry couldn't grab the handle. And Parker, with good speed, gets down to first and can steal some bases. But here's a good hit and run tandem here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Andrew McCutcheon, 0 for 2 in the game. Excellent contact hitter. Parker leads off first. Henry checks the runner in the 1-0 to Kutch. And McCutcheon lines this one into left field, but down into the glove of Larry Heil. So retreating to first is the Cobra, 2 down for the Pirates. For second baseman George Grantham, 1 for 3 in the game. Henry deals to him. Grantham swings in the first pitch, and this one is going to get down for a base hit. So the PNC faithful here, something to cheer about now. The Bucks with 2 ducks on the pond. And here's Bob Robertson. Robertson, forgotten by a lot of baseball folk, but not by the Pittsburgh Pirates. A very, very important part of the lumber company in the 1970s. Good power hitter, Bob Robertson. Just seeing really a little bit of playing time just right now in this season, though. Stargell mainly manning first base, but Stargell, of course, can play left field. Robertson hitting .238 with just a run batted in. Parker at second, Grantham at first, 2 down here in the Bucko 8th. Doug Henry deals now to Bob Robertson. Bob Robertson draws the walk, this one inside, so fastball missing by Doug Henry, and that walk will load him up with Corsairs, and Jason Kendall now will come in to pinch hit. Bucko catcher hitting .269, 6 runs batted in. No place to put him, 2 down, bases loaded situation. Best opportunity for the Bucks to do something here. Kendall's a good contact hitter, average power. Henry from the stretch brings the 1-1 to Kendall. Kendall swings, and this one could be a gapper to center. It is lined. This one will get down, base hit, and 1 run is in. 2 runs are in, and Kendall 3 runs will score on the RBI double, 3 RBI double by Jason Kendall, and the Pittsburgh Pirates lead now 5-3. Let's have a look at that one again. So Jason Kendall comes off the bench, and a little bit of sorcery here for the Bucks. This one just getting down and in front of Gorman Thomas in center field. So the Bucks tallying 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. As Hannes Wagner now we return to the top of the order. Wagner 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Jason Kendall in scoring position, 2 down, and Jason Kendall, if the Pirates hold on and win this, will be the game's MVP. The 2-0 delivery to Wagner. Wagner swings, ground ball to second. This will end the inning as Don Money fires it on to first for the final out. But the Pirates pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. They strand 1 in scoring position. We go to the 9th, and it's the Pirates 5, the Milwaukee Brewers 3. Joel Hanrahan will come in to try to shut it down for the Bucks. 2 wins, no losses for Hanrahan. And interestingly, I was going to send at the beginning of this when I was doing some tweaking, I was going to send Hanrahan down to the minors. I'm glad I haven't, as he's 2 wins, no losses. He's worked 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and an ERA of 1.29. So we're going to keep Hanrahan up here. I really wanted to use Dave Justy as the closer, but Hanrahan has earned his spot on this roster. All right, Cecil Cooper will pinch hit now for the Milwaukee Brewers. He is hitting .375 with 7 runs batted in and a home run. Ellie Rodriguez waits on deck, and then we'll see a pinch hitter for pitcher Doug Henry. Hanrahan ready to work now. The 1-1 pitch to Cecil Cooper. Cooper swings. This one line to left. This one will get down for a base hit in front of Ralph Kiner, playing it on the hop. So that is hit number 9 for the Brew Crew. 19 total hits for these teams. So Cooper aboard, and pinch hitting now, Ben Ogilvy. Ogilvy hitting an even .200 with 2 runs batted in the season. He represents the tying run, so Hanrahan does not want to get too comfortable out there. He deals to Ogilvy. Ogilvy swings on the first pitch. Fly ball center field. Going back on it at the track. And looking up. And all he can do is watch it go. Ogilvy ties it up here in the 9th with a 2-run bomb. All McCutcheon can do is look at it wistfully. This one 405 feet to center field. And it is 5-5. Let's have another look at that 2-run shot by Ogilvy. Exit velocity on this one, 98 miles an hour, so just a high arcing shot, and just over the fence. McCutcheon leaping, but not able to get Mr. Spalding. So we are tied here in the 9th. If it goes to the bottom of the 9th, we go to extras, we'll just quick play it out so that we don't stay on too long. Big Clue asking about New York. He says, so which current team is harder to fix, the Mets or the Yankees? Texags saying probably the Mets. History, karma, and luck not on their side. So Texags said he's going to try 1906 if he has it in any of the other games. If not, he'll do it in out of the park. If you have it in digital diamond baseball, you can create 1906, but you'd have to play it as a digital game. Definitely an out of the park. So trying to think of any other. If you have Dombrov baseball, which you probably don't, you have 1906 in there. So yeah, but it'd be fun. It would be fun to see if you could repeat history. All right, here's Ryan Braun. He will pinch hit now in the pitcher spot. So Braun hitting .292 with 15 runs batted in, 5 home runs. So that Pirate lead short-lived. The Pirates had the lead in this game only twice, back in the first with a 1-0 lead, and then briefly at the bottom of the 8th, 5-3, and Ben Ogilvy had different plans for the Bucks. Hanrahan deals. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Ryan Braun. Braun Swings and a miss. Strike 3. So that strikeout, that's the 20th strikeout for Ryan Braun this season. So 1 away and back at the top of the order. Paul Molitor having an excellent day. 1 for 3, an RBI and a stolen base. Hanrahan deals with the bases empty to Paul Molitor. Molitor with a single his last time up. High fly ball to center field. This one back. And this one at the track, making the catch, is Andrew McCutcheon. So Hanrahan, these Brewers are seeing him well and getting good contact on the ball. All right, here's Jeremy Burnitz now. Probably the first time I've ever had him on my channel. Burnitz hitting .273 with a solo home run in this season. Hanrahan deals the 2-2 pitch to Burnitz. Hitting .143 as a pinch hitter and shows everybody. Oh no, draws the walk. No, he does not. No, on replay, the umpire is calling catcher interference. Catcher interference. So Jeremy Burnitz will get down to first. Looks like, I don't know, did Kendall reach out? Let's see if we can see any. We probably are not going to be able to see what happened here. Looks like Kendall may have reached into the strike zone, reached over the plate or something. But catcher's interference. So Burnitz aboard, and Jason Kendall kind of responsible for him as Dave Nielsen. Nielsen nothing for 2. Nielsen playing for the injured Prince Fielder. Hanrahan deals the 2-0 pitch. Nielsen swings. This one line to left, shallow left, and in on it is Ralph Kiner. But the Brewers pick up 2 big runs, and we are tied at 5. Bottom of the 9th here in Pittsburgh, going to be Arky Vaughan, Willie Stargell, and Ralph Kiner. Bucco fans looking for the walk-off. If this goes to extras, we'll just auto-complete this game. Vaughn, nothing for 4. And Graham Lloyd will come in now, the southpaw. Lloyd with a 9 ERA, 3 strikeouts and a walk. Finished his warm-up pitches and deals to the lefty Vaughn. Here's the 0-1. Vaughn swings, weak dribbler to second base in plenty of time. Paul Molitor up with it and fires on to Dave Nielsen for the 4-3 putout. Here's Willie Stargell now. I almost called him Wee Willie Keeler. Stargell, 3 for 4 with that solo home run. Stargell walks it off here. PNC Park will go absolutely bananas, and we will invoke the spirit of Bob Prince and say we had him all the way. Graham Lloyd with the 2-1 delivery now to Stargell, who struck out his last time up. Stargell swings, come back to the mound. Lloyd up with it. He'll fire to Nielsen for the 1-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down now, and it's up to Ralph Kiner. Kiner, a frustrated nothing for 3 at the dish. Lloyd deals. Here's the 1-2. Popped out to the catcher last time. Kiner swings. This will be a grounder to short. And Robin Yount fields the pill. The Buccos go quietly in the 9th. We go to the 10th. It's 5-5, and we're going to go ahead and auto-play this. And here we go. And the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, I'm glad we did it. Oh my God, this one goes 16 innings, and the Pittsburgh Pirates defeat the Milwaukee Brewers 6-5. So the Pirates beat the Brewers 6-5 at PNC Park. Pittsburgh first baseman Willie Stargell had an outstanding performance. Went 4 for 7 with a home run, a double, and 2 singles. The loss has the Brewers at 10-8. The Bucks improved to 11-7. The Pirates procured the win in large part because of shortstop Arky Vaughan. In the bottom of the 16th, he produced the game-winning run-scoring double. All right, so who gets MVP in the game? Willie Stargell. So there you go. We're not going to go through. I mean, there's just a billion pinch hitters and God knows what. So let's see. So Henry gets the blown save, and Bosio takes the loss, goes to 0-1. Dave Justy gets the win. Joel Hanrahan gets the blown save. So Dave Justy improves to 1-1. So there you go, little Pittsburgh Pirates on a Pirate Fan channel. Let's see, we got Hit Machine and Walk It Off. Nice. All right, let's take a quick look at the standings, and then we'll get out of here and see you back here around 10 o'clock. All right, in the American League, the Yankees, 13 wins, 3 losses, 3 games up on the second place Tampa Bay Rays. They're at 11-7. The Red Sox at 9-8, 4.5 back. And then everybody else, yeah, the Blue Jays. There we go. So that's in the East, American League East. And the American League Central, the Tribe. Look at the Tribe, 12-5, and 3 games up on the Tigers, who are 8-7, just a game above 500. In the AL West, this bodes well for Robert Wartburg, as the Texas Rangers are 10-7, just a game up, however, tight race there in the American League West. The Seattle Mariners just a game back at 9-3, and the LA Angels playing 500 ball, they're 1.5 back, and just 2 back, the Astros at 8-9, and even the Athletics, even though 3 back. So tight race. We'll be watching that American League West as this goes on. In the National League, in the Eastern Division, the Atlanta Braves 10-7 with a half-game lead on the second place New York Mets at 9-7. Phillies, Marlins, and Nationals all playing below 500 baseball. The Nationals at just 5-12. In the Central Division, it's the St. Louis Cardinals in first place, 12-5, 1.5 up on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Milwaukee Brewers 10-8 and 2.5 out, and then the Reds and Cubs bringing up the bottom. In the National League West, the LA Dodgers 11-6, a half-game lead on the Colorado Rockies at 11-7, and then the rest of the division below 500. Buccos leading in the National League Wild Card, and in the American League Wild Card, it's the Tampa Bay Rays. That's it. Whew, that was fun. Okay, so if you have Digital Diamond, TexAgs, just use the built-in llama database, and you can create the 1906 season right in Digital Diamond. So again, as we talked about last night, there was the mistake, people thinking that Digital Diamond goes back only to 1927. In fact, it goes all the way back, as does Baseball for Windows and Out of the Park Baseball. So there you go. Well, I don't know if the llama database goes back to 1871, but I do know it goes back to 1876. All right. Have you guys seen the Brian Grisby art exhibition located on Fine Art website? Very nice writing. Have not. All right, guys. We're going to blow out of here. See you around 10 o'clock tonight for Shanks 3.0. Thanks for hanging out tonight. And, drop a like if you would, going out the gate. Appreciate it. Dwayne Martz, TexAgs 75. Big Clue. MV. And so MV off for a kip. He'll be back for tonight's draft. Steve Tate was here. Thank you, Steve, for coming in. We'll see you again tonight. Robert, RJO Network. Thanks, buddy, for coming in. Get well, please. And Bernard Strom. So finally got to hear, because I've always saying Bernard Strom, but last night on his broadcast he said Bernie Strom. So I'm now saying his name properly. First in the ballpark. Robbie Wartburg was here tonight, too. First in the ballpark, Big Clue. He gets the Robbie Wartburg bobblehead doll. All right. TexAg says he downloaded many of the stadiums. Good stuff. Yeah, the Grigsby art stadiums, they're beautiful works of art, aren't they? All right, guys. See you tonight at around 10 o'clock for Shanks 3.0. Until then, see you around the batting cage. Thanks for coming in.